It's finally that time to replace the dreadful gear. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do it on both sides, but starting off with the driver's side right now so that it stops making the probably worst sound that you'll ever hear in existence. Well, even as I started recording this, the headlight now refuses to go down. Well, at least it's not making a grinding noise anymore. It's making a ticking noise now when I try to turn it off. So let's just go ahead and do it. Let's fix this driver's side and we'll see how the passenger side behaves. If it behaves not properly like the driver's side, then I'll go ahead and buy the same gear and replace it over there too. As of right now, the lights are actually in the on position. So what I want to do is I want to disconnect these first, and then I'm going to turn them off so it doesn't drain my battery. I'll do the same on the passenger side. You just basically lift the clip up, and then as you do that, you pull it out. Okay, first up is removing the cover. Before that, we have to remove this insert. So there's a Phillips screw over here, a couple more on the other side. So let's just get to it. Okay, and there's just one more behind. Now that they're out, this should slide out if the headlight was all the way. Let's see. Okay, so it needs to be dropped a little bit. And there it is. Okay, from what I can tell, there's 4 T15 bolts right now that we need to remove this top piece. One on driver's side, closest to the wheel, 2 in the back, and then 1 towards the radiator. So let's get to it. And the cover should just now slide right off. There it is. Now that it's off, we got a 8mm and a T15 right here. So this is your bolt, and we got the same on the other side, so we're gonna have to remove that. I left this Torx bolt in here purposely so that this entire thing doesn't just come crashing down. Now we can just slide it down gently. Alright, now that the assembly is down, there's some wiring right here, which, as we've unplugged it from previously, we're trying to basically get this motor out right here. And so from what I can tell, I mean, this is our motor, and then there's 4 bolts that are here. There's one behind here up top, middle, and one underneath here. So I don't know if we have to remove this middle one that's holding the headlight or not. I'm gonna first try to remove these 3 and see what happens. Alright, so I'm gonna start with this top one. Get this guy out of the way a little bit. There's 10mm from both sides. Okay, one bolts out. Now I'm gonna work on this back bolt over here, since I have pretty good access to that one as well. And the last one is this one underneath. I'm gonna lift this up a little bit. So we're gonna have to remove the middle one as well. Now we can get away with it, but no. Before we can fully disconnect the motor itself, we actually have to remove headlights, which I'm just going to disconnect the bulbs, which you just basically rotate towards the passenger side, and they come out. There we go. And it was just honestly stuck in there. And there it is. To be honest, this whole thing can come out now if we wanted it to. Probably should have done that from the beginning. It would have made it a lot easier. Alright, so now from what I can tell, you basically go around and you shimmy around this thing, and you basically crack it open. So I'm going to be utilizing a little screwdriver, and I'll see how this works. Alright, so just a little bit of effort, I was able to crack it open, and there it is. So looking at it, you can see that a couple of teeth, especially right there, are missing and a lot of ground. But overall, I mean, I don't know. I don't see much for it to be causing that much of an issue. So let's just go ahead and remove this guy. So here's the new gear. I see that it comes with this little rubber piece on the inside, but mine also came with this little piece that I'm gonna slide in. And then it looks like it's all nicely greased up. I have this little organic grease that it came with. So I will just apply that to the new gear. And now we just slide it back on after I clean my hands. And it's on there. Alright, the kit also came with the glue, so now it's time to glue it back together. From what I can see, just mix these two things together. Put it around the edge on this one. I'm going to do it around the edge on the other one. And then it says wait 5 to 8 minutes to work with it, and 45 minutes to handle it. So, alright, now that this is ready to work with, I'm just going to grab it, carefully start applying it. All that's left to do now is to put it back together. Enough time has passed by, time to start putting this thing back together. Yeah, so this middle bolt, I mean, it's already in since it's part of the gear assembly inside. So it goes through this larger hole, and we're just going to slide it in there, and then we're going to start putting the remainder of these bolts on. Alright, let's bring the assembly back up. There it goes. The Torx bolts go on the inside. Before I continue on any further, it's the moment of truth. I'm kind of excited to try it out. Oh, I hear something ticking. So that was the driver or the passenger side, so I guess I'll have to replace that too. Well, crap. So unfortunately for me, that was not the case. I still see this piece right here spinning. So I'm gonna put it back together and buy some non-pop-up headlights. No, just kidding. I'll probably buy a new motor, get this thing fixed, and we should be good. Well, you win some, you lose some, and today we lose some. I purposely wanted to change the gear instead of the entire motor because in all honesty, I didn't want to deal with this again, but it looks like I'm gonna have to buy a new motor anyways. So I'm not gonna record that process. I think it's pretty much the exact same thing without the gear change. Hopefully that's it. I'll post in the comments once it comes in if that's what the issue was. If not, I'll keep posting.